Good evening, all of you. So, welcome once again on the seventh day of this long 1 week international faculty development program on research methodology, tools, and techniques. I hope you all have enjoyed previous 6 sessions. And today, I think one of the most important session is there because we all want to publish the papers in a good journal, in a good Scopus or WOS journals. And we are so lucky to have such an and eminent personality and eminent academician with us, Dr. Jeetesh Kumar. Before I invite and welcome Dr. Jeetesh Kumar, I would like to throw some light on his profile. Dr. Jeetesh Kumar is Head of Research at Faculty of Social Sciences and Leisure Management, Senior Lecturer at the School of Hospitality, Tourism and Events, Associate Director for Information Management and Documentation at the Center for Research and Innovation in Tourism and Hub Leader of Responsible Tourism for Inclusive Economic Growth, Sustainable Tourism Impact Lab at Taylor's University, Malaysia. His doctorate is from Taylor's University in Hospitality and Tourism with research on the economic impacts of business events in Malaysia. He has two postgraduate degree specialties, a professional master's in hospitality management and international tourism from the University of Toulouse, France, and the other in business administration from Hamdard University, Pakistan. His research areas include economic impacts, economic modeling, MICE, medical tourism, and behavioral studies. He has worked on consultancy and research projects at the national international level and authored 75 publications, including indexed research articles and books chapters. 12 postgraduate students have graduated under his supervision, and currently he is supervising 11 PhD scholars. He is also an associate editor for the Asia Pacific Journal of Innovation in Hospitality and Tourism and regional editor for the Event Management Journal. Dr. Jeetesh has co-edited two books under CAB International and Emerald and has edited 5 books with Emerald, IGI, and Springer. He is an active speaker and has been invited by several institutions in the Philippines, India, Japan, Indonesia, China, Australia, and Pakistan. Sir, we are really honored, and it's our privilege to have you in this event, and we welcome you on behalf of Nirvan University and Inspira Research Association. Dr. Jeetesh, welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Prof. Ravi.
Thank you, sir.
First of all, I just want to clarify that you use the word eminent. I don't know. You think I'm 80 years old. I'm young by heart, young by knowledge, and I'm still learner. And
No.
I like to learn. So, and the second thing, I think the bio is slight old because the statistic has been improved actually, and it's keep on improving every month. Okay, in
Right.
terms of books, in terms of publication, as well as the supervision and the supervisee. So thank you so much once again for this great invitation. And I will try my best to share my knowledge, share my experience about high impact publications. So please allow me to share the
Yes.
screen.
Yes.
Publishing in top tier journals. Publish if we are academician, if we are researcher, of course, publication in journals, publications in a book, publications in the proceedings, it's always a job. And it's a job description which we all have to do. But when we talk about top tier journals or high quartile journals, which includes ABDC or Q1, Q2 journals actually, then the thing and the tension starts. Tension begins from there when we talk about top tier journal because of the huge competitive world. Okay. It's not really easy to get into the journals, but again, nothing is impossible. in the impossible, the word is I am possible. So before we talk about top tier journals or high impact journals, I just want to have a few minutes on that why research is important for academicians. Without research, what will happen, and with research, what we will get, and where we will reach. And for research, it is not only that your body has to be available, but your mind as well. And due to this current highly competitive and limited time, and where we can't cope up with our work life and the home life, the family time, and all those things. So due to that limited times and lots of jobs, we really cannot focus. But research cannot be conducted without having a peace of mind. So making sure that your body and your mind, all the six senses get together to have some creative ideas. Of course, all of you are very, very creative. You have done a wonderful jobs. But can you portray all those things in a write-up? So doing something is one thing, writing something, writing about that is a secondary thing actually. And research is all about that. How do you portray? You have accomplished number of things such as a community-based project actually, but how you are going to publish it, how you are going to write it to share with the bigger network at the international level where the publications are required. And those are the custodian actually, that they will confirm you that you are the most expert in that particular phenomena. And if we publish locally or regional journals, then the audience will be very narrowed, audience will be very little. That's the reason we need to publish at the high impact or the high profile, the top tier journals, because those are international and their audience is quite wide actually. Anyone from any part of the world can have access. And those journals have a good demand as well, because it is not only that we are hunting, it's every second person is hunting. It is not necessary that we have published the paper, then only we are hunting. But to publish in a local journal, also we are reading the research from good journals. So which brings the citation for those papers, and which creates the impact factor. So I will be also sharing here shortly in a second, third slides, that what exactly is the impact factor and how it's used to be created for a particular journal. I will try my best to share some example for the tourism journal also. So what exactly you have done in the past and where you are right now, what you want to achieve in the future. So that's all your wish, it's your willing, and no one knows better than you about yourself. So being a researcher, sometimes it's very it's very hard actually. It's because of the hyper competition work environment, funding pressures as well to deliver the results on time. So we have a number of deadlines also. So due to that, sometimes I sleep. There was a time actually I was just sleeping only 3.5 hours or 4 hours in a week, in a day. And because of a number of jobs actually and number of projects we are working on. So why research is important to get boost or have a good career prospects for future? We all want to reach to the higher level. We want to climb some higher position in our academic institutions, or in a private sector, in the institutions, in the those research based companies. Getting published in a high impact journal can help to open those doors to climb further. Journals are said to be custodian of academic endeavors and the knowledge advancements, because if we want to know what exactly is happening in the country, normally we go for the newspaper. What's happening in a particular domain, particular discipline, your field? What's new? What is the hot topic? What is the trend? What going to be like? Such as these days, every second person talks about AI and Chat GPT. It is not only the Chat GPT, but there are so many other things which falls under the AI. That's one of the hot topic actually. Like before COVID-19, there was probably one in a 500 paper which was talking about these pandemics or these type of disease actually in a social sciences research. But immediately during the COVID-19, actually, we have seen every second paper was about the COVID-19, because that's like a hot from the oven, something new, something novel, and something which can be sold easily or can get the citation. So it is not only that we want to have the paper published, but also citations. Due to that, actually, we all have to check what exactly the people are reading. I have like 80 plus papers, but which paper people are having more interest on, that also is one of the alarming thing, that where the people are citing, which paper the people are citing most or reading most, which we can see. So I do track my ResearchGate, I do track my LinkedIn, I do track my Scopus, Web of Science, as well as the Taylor's internal portals. So we can see that how many people have visited our platforms, and how many people are reading, downloading, citing, recommending our research, and which one is that out of 80, which paper is highly cited, etc. Journal are always on the lookout for the research paper that will have significant impact to the academic community. So the last part of the research paper, which is the most important, which reflects to the recommendations, implications, what exactly is the nature. Every paper will end up with the findings. No one bother about those statistical value. You have used SPSS, even though you have used Smart PLS, AMOS, you have used qualitative methodology, you have just used Excel to calculate the things and show the figures, but that's all secondary actually. The initial, the most important is that what is the novelty, what are the implications, and those implications are for who? Academics, managerial, policy makers, governments, etc., etc. That is one of the most important thing, and that is the most top tier journals are always hunt for. These are the few questions actually, after lots of discussion with my peers, with my colleagues, as well as some professors. Actually, the what exactly is the thing, where should we start? Please have a look at these four questions: that have you done something new, anything challenging in your work, will your result influence someone, especially the researcher in your field, have you provided solution to some difficult problem? If you have a yes for all these questions, then yes, this is the time that you have to write the paper. If you have a no for any of the question, then you have to you have to take one step back and think of the why the answer is no, and try to find something to make sure that your answer is yes. Of course, research cannot be started, or there is no need of research if you are not solving a problem, if you are not filling up a gap actually. Such as most of my research falls into the category of applied research. I find the problem in the industry, for a restaurant, for a ministry, for a shop, for a customers, for tourists actually, for stakeholders, from which perspective we are looking after. And then that leads to the novelty of the paper. So I found the problem, this is a solid problem, and this is also a gap in the academic research. So that's my purpose of the study actually. And then I lead towards that how to solve that problem, what type of methodology, research question, hypothesis accordingly, and will lead accordingly. Publishing in a high impact journals. So what exactly is the high impact factor? The high impact, what exactly is that impact, and what is high impact factors, and how it used to be calculated? I was looking at the tourism management journal. This is the second top tier journal in the tourism academia actually. If you look at this impact factor, which is 10.9, it's a recent, just probably last week, they got the new impact factor. Every year journals used to have the new impact factor. Sometimes it goes down, sometimes it goes up, it depends. Impact factor is like how many citations that particular papers have received in the journals for the last, and how many papers were published in the last 2 years, is yeah preceding 2 years, whereas the cite score is the average citation for each paper which were published in the journal. It is very important actually. If we are publishing in a high impact factor journals, then we have also a high worth actually, that how valuable I am as a tourism researcher, what is my worth, what, so we can also calculate what is my individual impact factor actually. So I count and I calculate how many papers I have published in a tourism management, JTR, or some other top tier journals. High impact journals have a very low acceptance. Sometimes the journal have a less than 10% of acceptance. So like it means that out of 100 papers received by the journal, they are just having 8 to 10 papers accepted. So it's not like butter, it's not a cream, it's a much more than that actually. So desk rejection rate is much more higher actually because of a few things which I will be displaying and sharing with you shortly, that what are the few things which we need to be very consistent, and we have to take care of it, that making sure that our paper is not desk rejected actually. At least EIC receive the paper, managing editor or associate editor are somehow going through the paper, because journals are receiving more than 500 papers a year. They don't have a time, because it's not any AI who is tracking all these papers, that which goes for review and which can be desk rejected. Again, it's a human who are doing this thing actually. So of course, due to time limitation, they cannot spend much time. So the title has to be catchy. Title also play a most crucial role along with the abstract and the entire paper. Extremely competitive environment. After overcoming the problem of going through a groundbreaking idea of research, you will still have to find the way that how to write, because you can be the very creative person as mentioned earlier, but it is not necessary that we can convey the message in a way and to convince the reviewer, editors, managing editors, etc., etc. So impact factor. There was a time I was confused. It's probably 14 years back. I don't know what is the impact factor. So I go for any journal actually. And we used to discuss with the supervisors and other professors that yes, my paper is accepted. What is the impact factor? I don't know, because it was a non-index journal actually. And slowly and gradually that we realize that impact factor is something which we have to look after. So it is not this is a process of a learning actually. Every day we are improving, because we are being rejected actually, our papers are being rejected. So again, for rejection also I have a few slides captured which I will be sharing. Why you should publish in a high impact factor journals is sharing with the academic community your novelty, ideas, research findings, and something new. If you don't have something new, if you don't have any novelty, if your paper is not different from other papers which is published in the same journal or other journals, then there are higher chances that your paper will be a desk rejected actually. Permanent positions get invited as a speaker. So due to this, these few things actually also, we are trying our best to publish our papers in high ranked journals, because those top tier professors, top tier gurus of our discipline are also publishing and reading the material, and they come to know that who exactly is a growing person, who is having a more interest or being an expert of the particular topics or the field. Advance your academic life and careers and get cited in other groundbreaking papers, etc. So it is not only your paper will be published, but your paper will be highly cited as well. So publishing in a high impact factor journal, there's no easy formula or equation I can give to you like a but there are number of steps which I can share with you, which you have to follow. It's like it's making sure it's A, B, C rather than A, B, and G actually, or X, Y, Z. So if we follow one by one, actually, then we just minimize the chances of being rejected actually. But again, there is no confirmation that our paper will go and it will be accepted. Of course, luck plays its role, but we cannot rely on luck only without our maximum efforts. Here are few steps that might that could be helpful if you follow and getting a published in a high impact factor journals. Solid title. This is one of the initial point, but for me, as per my experience, I come to the title only at the end. once the entire paper is ready. Yes, we used to have a working title. We find the journal, which journal we are targeting, rather than we complete the paper and then we hunt for the journal actually. Then it's too delay. It's too late actually, because we need to understand that what type of journal we are targeting, what are their guidelines, what are their SOP, what type of paper do they publish, accept, and also while we are working on our paper, because minimum it takes at least 2 to 3 months to complete a paper. While we are working on our paper, we have an eye on that journal also, that what has been published recently or in the last issue, or what are the new papers being published online actually. So making sure that it's not the similar what we are looking after, what we are baking in an oven actually. If it is, again, it's a positive and negative actually. Positive is that we have a chance to read and go through that paper and to understand that what the other researcher have included, and how we can twist our paper in a different angle. And negative is like the paper has been already published, somehow similar, how much different we can make, what percentage of difference we can bring in the paper. Then EIC can have a point also that somehow similar have been published, that or it's not that solid, it's not novel, or it's slightly almost the same type of paper. Good and attention grasping title. There are a number of tools these days. I use ChatGPT. I use a number of other AI tools also to get the ideas actually. Because AI is good in research if you are getting the ideas rather than generating the content actually. Still, we get the ideas, then we twist in our own way, we paraphrase, and we use our own mind as to give a humanistic touch actually. Rather than we ask the ChatGPT, please generate a paper actually. We also use AI to make sure that a paper is in a proper shape, because English is not my mother tongue actually. So we use Grammarly, we use other different tools, and of course, if we are sending the paper to some Q1 or A plus category, we also spend funds to making sure that paper is proofread properly. Because if we are having these silly errors actually, I will also share what are the major reasons of desk rejection. And somehow one of the major reason is also either the paper is out of the focus of that journal, either those silly errors actually, grammatical, contextual issues, and so on. A strong and interesting title will increase the chances of getting your paper read and hopefully picked for the publications. So title plays a crucial role in it. Beside that, uh, preferred high impact journal, what journal you have selected actually. So rather than completing the paper then you select the journal, please select the journal first. At least you must have a 3 journal, 1 2 3. Any case we got rejected, then what is the plan B? What is the journal B? Any case we didn't go through the journal B, then what is the second journal, and so on. Guideline of your targeted journal, we have to follow the guideline very strictly, because that also can be one of the major reasons the paper is desk rejected, that we didn't follow, such as abstract. In the so most of the journal have a limitation that you have to go for structured abstract or non-structured abstract actually. So if we don't follow the guideline of the journal, definitely it will be desk rejected. Or some of the time, if we have a non-structured abstract, word limit 150, 200, 250, 100 words, so minimum those number of words we have to use to come up with a nice abstract. Now what exactly is a nice? Making sure that your abstract is catchy, your abstract is complete, your abstract talks about that what exactly we have done, for who we have done, how we have done, and reply answering to all those W's and H. Because if we don't pay much attention on the abstract, then there are higher chances also that paper will be desk rejected, because immediately after the title, what the managing editor or editor-in-chief goes through is abstract rather than going through the entire paper. Because of course, reviewer will be going through the entire paper actually. The editors doesn't have a time to go through each and every submission of the paper, every submission which was submitted to the journal actually. So abstracts plays a very crucial role, because abstract is summarized version of your paper which should reflect everything. But with a limited number of words, we have to be very careful. So each word matters. Make sure that your research tells a story. Every line, every paragraph, every step in the papers has some linkages, making sure that it's in a storytelling way that creates some curiosity and also have some linkages. Just now I mentioned A, B, and C, rather than A, B, and G actually. So there will be some missing thing or some extra thing. Also, it happens like just yesterday I got desk rejection. Sorry, not desk rejection. Paper is rejected because of few reasons from the reviewer. That number of paragraphs are repeating the same thing. After going through the paper again, I realized yes, and there were like 2 to 3 paragraphs which are talking about the same thing. I paraphrased, but if we go through the niche of those paragraphs is exactly the same. So it was editing issue, or probably proofreader didn't pay much attention, or it was not worthy, or my co-author who have submitted the paper didn't pay attention, who didn't go through the entire paper at the final stage. Fill the gaps in your story. As we have started the paper by identifying what is the gap in the literature, what is the problem. Excuse me. So if we are writing the introduction, if you are writing the literature review, making sure that those things are interlinked, and we highlight that what is the gap which this paper will be filling up actually. Tell a clear and complete story rather than extra or anything missing. Write a short, clear, and concise manner. Effective result section. Of course, so findings and discussions are most crucial section of a paper. Unexpected findings and provides statistical analysis. What type of analysis we have done and why we have done that actually, and making sure that every statistics we have included in the paper. And if it's too much or too big table, we can include also in the appendix, because papers also have a world limit maximum like 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. Recently we have revised the paper actually, and it become 12,000 actually. So at the end, because we have revised the paper as per the reviewers comments, but from 8,000 it become 12,000, and then paper was accepted. But again, editor at the end with the editorial comment said now bring the paper again to the 8,000. So it was very hard thing actually, and we realized that what we have done is actually gone. Whatever the reviewers comments we have included, because we cannot submit the same version which we have submitted the first step. Again, it was like, main glitches were gone, so we included in the appendix. But appendix by creating a link, online link. So there are different ways that how we can portray our results, figures, discussion, making sure that there is a much difference between findings of the section, finding of the paper, as well as a discussion. Discussion should be written in a way where we can reflect the findings without having a similar or repeating the same thing from the findings, and also comparing back to the literature, that those citations, those papers which we have listed in our literature review, making sure that how our findings are similar or how our findings are contra to those particular previous researches, and why they are different. Let me give you one example. Like I had one hypothesis which was rejected in my research, but the similar type of hypothesis was accepted in an earlier study actually, one of the earlier studies. So it was quite challenging actually. We have to, of course, confirm that this similar result have been seen in a previous study, but the result is different. The similar type of analysis, similar type of constructs actually, but our result is rejected and their result was accepted. So we have to also justify that why our result is rejected over here. So it's not only that to cover that what have been conducted, but also why and where, etc., etc. Making sure that we have enough tables as well as the figures, and making sure that the legend, the title of those tables and figure has to be catchy and it's easy to understand. It has to be very concise, and it can reflect, portray that what exactly the figure is all about, and what has been included in the table. So making sure that what you have included in the figures and table is not the same thing what you are explaining. Also making sure your write-up is slightly different, because your tables and figures are to support your write-up rather than repeating the same thing. References are also very, very important, but it's not like too many references. Actually, I have reviewed recent papers also where the researcher have included 100+ references in a single paper. Actually, it's too much. It's too much. My PhD students are having a maximum 100 to 130, 140 references, and one a single paper where the PhD research, the thesis can go until 100,000 words, whereas the research paper is maximum 10,000, 9,000 to 10,000 words actually. And the researcher have used too many references actually. So make sure that you have 50. Research says that, research confirms that from 45 to 55 references are sufficient enough to for any of the paper actually. So please pay more attention to what type of references you are using. Also, you can pay attention to those journals which are high impact journals, which publish a similar type of paper, or also that journal where you are targeting. If you can find some similar reference, please make sure you can cite also. It also gives some extra value to your submissions. Do not use too many references, and make sure that your citation and references are checked at the end. There's no missing or there's no extra reference. Also make sure that your references are complete. If you have taken something from a particular website, give the link. Make sure that you provide the sufficient information that when exactly you have access that link, when you have taken that information, because it is also possible after you have taken that data is no more available actually. So that date, time, and the link is the most crucial. And for the journal, try your best to use DOI rather than this pages number, volume issues are most important, but these days the DOI works much. DOI gives more weightage, because by clicking the DOI, we can go back directly to that particular the home reference actually where it was taken. Try your best to keep the citations also at minimum level, and rather than giving too many citations for the same paragraph actually, is one citation is sufficient. But if you think that this is one of the strong point and you have to cite few citations, so like old and new together, you can do, but try avoid doing at multiple places. And self citation is a killer actually. If you really can't find, you are uh, uh, such as one of my colleague actually, she has started researching in a solo female traveler actually, and she found that there are number of papers available on a solo traveler, but solo female traveler very minimum. And she is from Iran, and she couldn't find any regional local paper in Iran actually. So she started citing her own papers actually. It's possible. But if our focus of the paper is very wide, and there are a number of papers available previously, there is no need of citing your own papers. Excuse me. Edit your write-up. Editing is the most crucial actually, because if our write-up is good, but if there are contextual issues, grammatical issues, typos, if we are having a number of uh, the text is not edited well, it's not justified, it's not followed as per the journal guideline. In the citations are not corrected in a proper way. References are using the different style, APA, Harvard, and mix up actually. That is also one of the major reason of desk rejection. And if it's possible, try your best to have the paper proofreaded by a professional, edited by a professional. Once your paper is ready, your title is ready, your abstract is ready, everything, still you are too early. It's too early to submit the paper. without a cover letter. Convincing cover letters is the most important, because beside, either before, either after reading, after checking the title and the abstract of your paper, managing editor or editor-in-chief normally go through this cover letter, actually, that how convincing is your cover letter, what exactly you have included in your cover letter. You don't need to repeat or copy anything from the paper. Cover letter normally comes from our own. We just write a letter to the editor that why our paper is unique, why our paper should get a place in your prestigious journal. So we have to highlight most important aspect of our paper, that how it is different, and it fits well to your journal's focus. And if we are targeting any special issue, then of course what is the theme of that special issue, because we have to also convince to the guest editor of that special issue. So good fit for this journal, actually, rather than repeating the similar information from your abstract or from your introduction or any other part of the paper. Try your best to answering why, how, where, and when this research was conducted. Try your best not to copy anything from the paper, and don't try it. The cover letter shouldn't be that lengthy, and cover letter should not include anything related what you have achieved in the past, or what your school, institution, lab, or wherever, whatever is your affiliation have achieved previously, because that doesn't need to do with your current paper, actually. So this is cover letter for your particular paper which you are targeting, which you are submitting to the targeted journal. Desk rejection is something where editor-in-chief or the managing editor have rejected your paper at the first step without consulting or sending your paper to the reviewer. And that's very, very common. And there are a number of reasons for that, actually. But rejection is good or rejection is bad. There was a time, actually, where I used to feel that my paper is rejected. It doesn't mean that I got rejected, actually. It's okay. Definitely, I have done something wrong, or something which I didn't pay attention properly. Due to those reasons, my paper was rejected. So it was a time, actually, where we were working on a 1 or 2 papers. Actually, paper get rejected, we have to go back, restart, and we won't be having any outcome, actually, for a couple of months or 6 months or 1 year. I don't know how we will be fulfilling our KPI and so on. But if you are working, if you have a number of papers, like a 10, 15, 20 papers ongoing, actually, that at the different steps you have, the papers are in your pipeline, then this rejections doesn't matter. Even though if you are early career researcher, still this rejection shouldn't be demotivating for you, because rejection is just a process. Rejection is just a step which is for your paper, not for your personality. So when we get the rejection, actually, normally this type of message we used to receive in our email, that we are sorry to inform you that editors feel that your current manuscript is not suitable as a research paper for our journal at this moment. But immediately after this, there is one more sentence also, that I hope, or we hope, that this decision is not disappointing and will not stop you for uh, having more papers in the future, actually. So sometime it also happens that my paper was rejected from, suppose, tourism management, actually. That's rejected. I revised the paper again, and I again submitted to the tourism management. So there are different options also. Your paper is not a dead, it's simply on the hold or in a cache waiting to be reproposed to the same journal or to the new journal, actually. So death rejection is a motivating or demotivating. It's up to you that how do you portray. Because if you are demotivated, that paper is rejected, I don't know what to do, people are not taking care of my paper, no one cares when we talk about the research. Because if your paper is rest rejected, definitely editorial board have a solid reason. If your paper is rejected by reviewer, it's anonymous actually. No one knows that who are you. I have seen the editor-in-chief, the emeritus professors also get rejections actually, because rejection is just a step. Rejection is just it's just a part of the particular research process. Get up and do something. Don't compare yourself. There's nothing to compare actually. We all are good. We all are researcher. That's the reason we are conducting this actually. Push through the struggles. Be open about demotivations and those and so, rejections and so on. So the number of reasons for the rejection which I have identified, such as a poor methodology, similar type of paper have been published in the same journal, or those some good journals in that particular discipline actually. Now that's not your problem actually, but you have to be attentive. Actually, you have to be very attentive that what type of papers are being published in specifically those journals which you have identified, which you are targeting actually. So you have to be very careful. Case report or poor statistics or poor references, poor language, incomplete data, revision not good, and so on. So it is not necessary that paper used to get rejected only at the desk. Paper can get rejected by the reviewers also, and sometime paper also get rejected after the review was done. So we have submitted the paper, we have received the reviews, we have revised the papers, and it went for the same reviewer or some new pair of the reviewer actually, and then they rejected the paper. My paper was rejected, one of the paper from Event Management Journal, after 9.5 months actually, and after two rounds of review. We can't do anything because we cannot argue. Editorial board's decision is the final decision. They have a number of excuses actually. We cannot do. After 9.5 months actually, 9 months is the time for the baby to come out. And my paper was rejected in 9.5 months, but it's okay. I just discussed here and discussed there and shared because I was in sorrows, but it's okay. It was just a matter of one day. And I learned from that issue as well. So when we get the rejection, what to do? We can use this type of approach, the cashier approach. Cool down. Of course, I know it's not easy, but with the passage of time, if we get more rejections and more acceptance, we will learn. Analyze the letter which we have received, because the letter is very disappointing as well as motivating. If we are submitting to the right journal, normally editor-in-chief pay more attention when they write the letter with a rejection. They put lots of points as well, that how and why your paper was rejected. Now what exactly you can do. Consider options that you can go for the same journal if it's allowed, because sometime in the with a rejection letter, we also get this point that you are not allowed to submit this type of this paper in the same journal again. But if it is not written, you can revise your paper and submit back to the same journal, or you can submit to any other suitable journal also. It has been it has happened previously with me, that I have submitted to B category journal and my paper was rejected by reviewer. It's okay. I have taken 30 days to revise the paper, and then I realize, and my team, my co-authors, that our paper have improved much more, stronger, because we got those reviews from that rejection actually were quite strong, and we submitted to the Q1 and paper was accepted actually. So something happens for good actually. From B category, it went to the A category. And hats on actually. After considering what are the options available, you have to choose either and then go on. Here I also want to share few tricks, that please find the journal in the beginning rather than at the end. Brainstorm with your team, because research is not a solo journey. If you are working alone, then you will be ending up with only one paper, because research is not a only job which we are doing actually. So have your partner, have your team, discuss with your professors. World is a global village. Go on LinkedIn and try to find out that who is researching in your area, the same path, same domain, same field of your study actually, and try to be a partner with them, what type of project they are conducting, what you have in hand, and then delegate, brainstorm and delegate. Everything starts from just an idea, getting resources and sparing time. It is not necessary that you are expert of everything actually. So what you are lacking of, try to find the right partner for that. Use resources, step check, a third eye check. When I'm writing a paper, normally I send to my colleague from the English department actually, to check that it has some consistency, it makes sense actually, because I can't find my silly errors even actually in my own write-up. Whereas we are a critical reviewer at the PhD level for the number of good journals as well. Editing and template, making sure that we must follow the journal's template. There are number of publishers actually. Some publisher gives you a free hand actually. Just submit in any template, by submit without going through the journal's guideline actually. You can submit. Once the paper is accepted, then you have to follow the editorial guideline. But some publishers are very picky actually. When you are submitting at the very first time, you have to follow their template, follow their guideline very, very strictly, and then submit the paper. But please don't be so quick in submitting the paper, because we have spent couple of months on writing the paper. So please pay attention also, at least couple of hours, and make sure that you have checked each and every step, because if you are submitting in rush, paper will come back in rush as well. So to avoid that paper, we don't want the paper within 3 days with a disappointing later that your paper is dress rejected because of these silly reasons. So how to find the good journals actually? Uh, there are hundreds of journals actually available throughout the world. Excuse me, in the different regions. You can go to the Simago Journal and Country Rank website. You can find the journal in your discipline, in your field, all region or a particular region like Asian region, Middle East, or Europe, or any other continent you want to search for. Also, you can go to the different publisher website also and can find the journal finder or the journal mage. Even if you go to the Google, just find Springer journal finder actually, it will direct you to the particular link of the Springer, where you can put your title and the abstract, and it will give you the list of the journal where you can target. But it is not everything. You can try your best to go through the publisher library and manually select that what are the journals available, and then check what is their scope, what is their focus, because it is not necessary that every journal is accepting qualitative, quantitative, theoretical, conceptual, mixed method, etc., etc. It is not necessary that every uh, business focused journal accept the tourism related papers also. So sometimes it's very, very hard. You can write the email to editor-in-chief or managing editor. If you are not sure, you can check with your colleagues, professors who are expert in the particular field. So don't rush to submit to the wrong journal, because that is one of the major reason of desk rejection as well. Another example, journal finder on Elsevier. Again, just title and abstract. If your abstract is catchy, if your keywords are carefully, you have identified the keywords, you will have the right journal actually. And when you have the list of the journal after this step, after finding the journals, so the journal name, and also it shows the percentage that how many percent this journal or your paper fits well to this particular journal. Accordingly, you can identify, accordingly, you can select and go ahead. And if you don't have a funds, if you don't have a budget for proofreading, you can go for free version of Grammarly. I'm using professional Grammarly actually, and I believe this is one of the very useful tool actually. I adopted this couple of years back. It have corrected number of things actually for me, not only in the research, but also in the emails and each and every message, or the write-up which I'm doing at my mobile or on my laptop or the desktop actually. Because this is one of the major tool actually or supporting tool in my research, which helps me in context, which helps me to make sure that the sentences, paragraphs are clear, paragraphs are concise, paragraphs are not repeating the same thing, paragraphs are not having any extra word, paragraphs are not having any missing words, such as where the comma has to be, where the full stop has to be, and so on. So these are a few of the tips from my small knowledge. With that regard, thank you so much. Please feel free to scan any of the QR code as per your interest. Get connected. I welcome all of your questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Jeetesh, for the wonderful presentation. Yeah, any question? Yeah, Kavita Kamboj, please unmute.
Hello, Jitesh sir.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. That was a very insightful session, and I really liked it since you begin this session. This was very wonderful, and insights were given. So helpful. So there's one question from my side, that is the use of Chat GPT in the research academia. For example, if I'm creating a manuscript as per the research what I have done, and I have just reframed it using the Chat GPT. What is the repercussions of that? Should we use it? Should we not use it? Because there's a lot of debate happening on this particular topic. As we came to know that there's a specific Chat GPT version coming out for the academia only. So should we use it? Should we refine it? If we refine our manuscript in that way using Chat GPT, just like Grammarly we are using, not in the like unethical practices, we are not focusing on it, just to refine our research. So what the editors, what are the repercussions of that? Will they accept it? Will they not accept it? So there's a lot of confusion regarding it.
Thank you, Kavita. I use the word of ChatGPT in my talk. Okay. But thank you for highlighting this question so I can put more light on this particular issue. Every journal have its own policy. So whichever the journal you are targeting, please pay attention, spare some time to go through their website, what exactly the policy they have for the ChatGPT or AI usage. I had just submitted one paper last week and I have reviewed 3 papers last week actually. They have acknowledged ChatGPT. And I copied actually because in one of the paper which I was reviewing, they have acknowledged. Normally we used to acknowledge to our funders, acknowledge our reviewers, acknowledge our anyone who have directly or indirectly supported our research. But they have acknowledged that we have used AI in bracket ChatGPT for language purpose to make the clarity in our content. So they have acknowledged. And the paper came to me as a reviewer. It means that it was not DRESS rejected. I didn't check what is the plagiarism percentage for that paper. That's not my job. But I'm sure if the ChatGPT was used in the Turnitin, AI should be much more higher, the AI plagiarism rate. But that journal have accepted it and paper have been published. And that has been seen in number of other papers as well. So again, there is no yes or no that you can use or not, but number of journals are accepting if you are acknowledging that for what purpose you have used, rather than generating the content just to modify the content to make clarity in your write-up, just as a proofreader, then it should be fine. But again, I invite you to check the journal's policy for the AI which you are targeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think sir has answered your
Thank you so
question,
much.
Kavita ji.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Ritesh Gautam, please unmute.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, you explained it so well. Sir, I also has a similar question related to Quillbot, sir. Actually, I was using my text for paraphrasing it, making it more clear or making it well. But sir, in AI detection, this counting is AI as a when I was using AI detection. So, sir, is it ethical to use a Quillbot for own text for paraphrasing?
My
I am
answer is
using it.
still the same because
Okay.
Querybot or ChatGPT both are AI-based tools. Okay, and if you are using, there's no harm. Just check the journal policy, and if you are using any of the AI platform, just acknowledge and inform the journal that you have used this particular tool for what purpose. Because as a researcher, we can see, as an academician, as a teacher, as a lecturer, we can see what comes from a person and what comes from AI. Okay, if we have a little knowledge, we can easily identify. And also the if we use Quillbot or ChatGPT AI based tool, definitely Turnitin or any other plagiarism tool will show the high percentage for AI. But just acknowledge it that for what purpose you have used. That's it. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, Mr. Jeetesh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any more questions? Participants, you may ask. So today is the validity day. Today is the last day of FDP. You may still ask to Dr. Jeetesh. If any query from your side, you may ask. Sir, it was really a wonderful session. Chat box is full of thanks, as we can see. And before I invite Dr. Aarti for the thanks, formal vote of thanks, uh, I once again request you all to please put your videos on. At least today, uh, you know, I request all of you to please put your videos on because today is the last day of FDP, so I want to take screenshots as much as I can. And soon I am sharing the assignment link. I already talked regarding this assignment link yesterday. So it will be 20 MCQs. So you have to submit it mandatory. Your name and designation, please fill it very carefully because on the basis of this assignment, your certificate will be made. So please fill your name, full name, which you want on the certificate and with your designation carefully because correction will be very, it will be not possible for us to correct again and again. And you will get half an hour time to complete this assignment. And please try to, uh, I I know you all will clear 100%, but at least 50% score is necessary. So thank you so much. And I request Dr. Aarti Chopra to give formal vote of thanks on behalf of the organizers. Dr. Aarti Chopra.
A very good evening to all of you. Thank you so much, Professor Ravi, for giving me this honor to express our gratitude. So first of all, I would like to express my gratitude on the behalf of organizers to our today's resource person, Dr. Jeetesh Kumar. Sir, it is such a crucial topic, such an important topic that how to get your work published in good journals, top tier journals, because I feel that as a researcher, many will resonate with me that writing a paper or doing research is easier than actually finding a right journal for your paper where the theme of the journal, the intent of the journal matches the intent of your research, and also you do not make such mistakes by which your paper gets rejected, as you told the participants about some of the mistakes. And so beautifully you have said that that we give lot of time to write the paper, but we do not give even an hour to submit, because we are in so much of hurry to submit the paper. We are so happy about it. We are so excited that we submit without checking even the basic guidelines of the journal, what they're expecting. So thank you so much once again, Dr. Jeetesh Kumar, for enlightening our participants. He's from Malaysia, Taylor's University, Malaysia. Thank you so much once again. So now coming to the formal vote of thanks for all the 7 days. Again, I would like to wish a very good evening to all of you. It is my great honor and privilege to extend a formal vote of thanks on behalf of Nirvan University, Jaipur and Inspira Research Association for the successful completion of our 7 days long international faculty development program. Firstly, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. S.L. Sehag, Honorable Chairperson of Nirvan University, Jaipur, and Dr. R.K. Arora, Honorable Vice Chairperson and CEO, Nirvan University, Jaipur. Your visionary leadership and unwavering support have been instrumental in making this faculty development program a grand success. And we are so thankful for your leadership, your visionary leadership, and allowing this collaboration, sir. We are deeply grateful to the esteemed President of Inspira Research Association, Professor S.S. Modi, sir, for this great collaboration. Our Vice President, Inspira Research Association, Professor Anil Mehta. Your guidance and support have been invaluable. Professor Modi and Professor Mehta, your support have always been invaluable. I would also like to mention Professor Ravikant Modi, Professor and Dean, Nirvan University, Jaipur, and General Secretary, Inspira Research Association, for conducting the faculty development program so well and taking care of all the aspects, especially the technical aspect and the groundwork. The groundwork is not only during the faculty development program or any such event, but the groundwork starts much before the FDP and it goes on beyond days after the FDP is over also. So I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Professor Ravikant Modi. Our sincere thanks to all the conveners, secretaries, and core committee members of this FDP. Also, I would like to mention the faculty members of Nirvan University, Jaipur, who have worked hard for the smooth execution of this faculty development program. So I would like to thank all the faculty members and all the committee members of this FDP. A very special note of appreciation goes to our eminent and distinguished resource person. So I would like to take a minute to name our resource persons, because their expertise, their insights, and their experiences have greatly enriched our knowledge and benefited all the participants immensely. So to start with the day one, we had Professor Nada Ratkovic with us from Split, Croatia. Then the second day of FDP, we had Professor Rania Lampau from Greek Astronomy and Space Company, Greece, with us. Day 3, we had Dr. Ajay Kumar Chauhan, who is the founder and chief consultant of Research Shiksha, with us. Day 4, we had Dr. Hina Thanki from Shri Jairam Bhai Patel Institute, Gujarat, with us. Day 5, we had Dr. Hitesh Parmar with us, who is from Sardar Patel University, Vallabh Vidyanagar, Gujarat. Day 6, we had Professor Manvinder Singh Pahwa from Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya, Central University, Sagar, Madhya Pradesh, with us. And today, on the 7th and the last day of this international FDP, we were so fortunate to hear from Dr. Jeetesh Kumar, who is Head of Research, Faculty of Social Sciences and Leisure Management, Taylor's University, Malaysia, with us. So all of you, your contribution have truly made this program a remarkable learning experience for all of us. And lastly, I would like to thank the most important people in this FDP, that is all the participants, because for their enthusiastic involvement, their commitment throughout the program. your active participation, because some days we were sitting till 8:30 also, and then also 100 participants were there with us. So it shows that how actively you participated in this FDP. Your active participation have been a driving force behind the success of this FDP. Thank you so much once again for making it a memorable and a fruitful event. Thank you so much, all of you, once again. Before handing over the mic to Professor Ravikant Modi, I would like to again tell you that he's going to post an assignment for which you'll get half an hour. So do complete it. At least 50% marks are compulsory to obtain the certificate. And one more thing is, since it will take a lot of time, so I request all the participants to have patience, and you'll get your certificates within 7 days after this FDP. Thank you so much once again for having me here. Signing off from Dr. Aarti Chopra, Joint Secretary of Inspira Research Association. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Aarti. And without your cooperation, it would not be possible to conduct and to, to finish successfully this FDP. So thank you so much to you. So thank you so much, all the sir, Dr. Jeetesh, thank you so much for sparing your valuable time, sir. And sir, we are also organizing an international conference on 26th and 27th July in hybrid mode. So I will definitely invite you, sir. I know you will be available for us, sir. So thank you so much, sir. Once again, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so much, all the participants. I'm sharing there is no feedback today, only the assignment link today for all the sessions. I'm sharing in the chat box. I've already shared. So please submit it, because it will be closed after 30 or 35 minutes. So please fill it. Only 20 MCQs are there. Thank you so much, all the faculty members of Nirvan University. And thank you so much, the executive members of Inspira Research Association, life members of Inspira Research Association. Thank you so much, Professor Mehta. Thank you so much, all the participants. And we are going to organize an international conference on the topic India's internal security, artificial intelligence, and sustainable development, present challenges and future perspectives, on July 26th and 27th, 2024. And soon we will share the brochure of this international conference. It will be on hybrid mode. So you all are welcome to visit Pink City, Jaipur. Thank you so much. If any query, you may ask me through WhatsApp or through call. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Jeetesh, once again.
so much, everyone.
Thank you, Aarti. Thank you, Dr. Aarti. Thank you so much.